Yes, sir. It's the 9 to 5 Sports Guys. It's your boy T.
What's going on? It's your man TJ.
What's going on, man? It's your boy. Why you do that, bro?
I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know what you're talking about. But you guys look great today.
Yeah.
Well, you're especially spunky.
Oh, yeah,
A lot of energy today.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
I just want to apologize for last week. I had ate some bad food and
Flu game.
Flu game, yeah,
Flu game.
something like that.
Yeah.
But
We'll go with it.
we're just gonna go straight into it, right? So, football. Last week we had another classic game between the Bills and the Chiefs, and it just seems like for some reason Josh Allen can't get over the hump of Mahomes, and I know we can't completely blame Josh Allen.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. I know we can't completely blame Josh Allen, but when you one of the elite quarterbacks, you got to be able to put your team over that hump.
Wow. Yo, I agree with that, but it wasn't all on Josh Allen. There's a lot of drop passes by those receivers and tight ends out there. Mismanagement of the clock by the coach, which seems to be a reoccurring theme with them. So, something's going to have to happen. We did say that they didn't win that game. Somebody's head got to get chopped off.
McDermott's in the hot seat.
Yeah, so something has to change. 5-6 years of the same thing. Something has to go. So, it's not going to be Josh Allen. I mean, you're not going. Even though he throws picks and things of that nature, it's hard to find a generational talent like that, so to speak. So, if anything, they're going to change some coaches.
Hot take. Josh Allen is today's Phillip Rivers.
They're pretty much.
Performs in the regular season, crazy numbers, has the potential, has the talent around him. But when it gets in, when the playoff comes, he folds, especially to the same guy.
I agree with that.
At least the same two guys.
I agree. I just in that case right there, it's just it was a bunch that went around. Like, that was a team loss. It wasn't like, oh, he threw 2 picks and that cost the game. Like, because you got to think about it. All those passes that he threw to Diggs and Gage and Gabe
Davis.
Yeah, think about it. Those were touchdowns. The one pass he missed in the back of the end zone, he got stepped on by his lineman, and that threw his trajectory off. So, it's a lot. It's a lot behind all that.
It's a combination. You have the kicker missing a field goal.
Yep.
And it's so crucial for those guys to make field goals or extra points when the game is
right
throughout the game, because you don't want the game to come down to the last play. And it sucks because even though it wasn't like the game a couple years ago, it was still a good game. It was a close game throughout the whole game. So
potential overtime.
All those games were within 5 points.
Yeah,
all of them.
But then you got to remember last year, Josh Allen lost to Burrow
at home in the snow,
and that game wasn't even close.
Yeah, that was a little different. Cincinnati had a lot more firepower. They didn't have Von Miller at the time either, I believe. So that's a lot to go on with that. But they lost by 3. You can easily sit here and say, well, the kicker that made the kick, they would have been going to overtime. But it was so many chances before that.
Absolutely. They went for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Fake punt, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. That and them, just the play callings, like they got away from their game in the second and third quarter. Mm-hmm. They started running the ball more than they were actually trying to throw it. Second and third.
Now, do you think Stephon Diggs is looking at the situation like, I need to get up out of here, or
he's gone?
I base it off of the offseason. They had those troubles then. And,
so
you're probably right.
Before the season started, there was, stuff that was coming out between them two. So
his brother telling him or trying to sway the narrative to get him out of there.
Yeah. but
No, I'm just
Probably trying to
Late
get him
night-
to Dallas.
late
Maybe.
night-
What you want
late
me to start
night
yelling or
radio.
something, bro?
late night radio with
You want me
Dom.
to start yelling.
But even if he did try to swing him, I don't know if he's trying to get him to Dallas. It wouldn't work. They don't have the funds for that.
Yeah, Dallas got their own issues with teammates outside, not the teammates themselves, but other people speaking for.
I mean, it won't be Dallas. It could be Houston. Houston got the cap to pick somebody.
Yeah,
Most
Houston definitely got
that.
that.
Could definitely work.
But if you're Houston, do you want a Diggs or you want somebody like T. Higgins?
Well, the only thing with that though, T. Higgins is sort of injury prone,
Mm-hmm.
where Diggs hasn't. He's been on the field.
He's just a diva sometimes.
Yeah. You're gonna get that. Yeah.
But yeah, great, another classic performance between them two, and tip my hat to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's putting together within the first 6 years of him starting. A legacy,
6 straight AFC.
A legacy that
Now he's doing it on the road.
This is the first time since he started starting that he's been on the road, and if he can get to another Super Bowl, man.
Well, the comparisons right now, you can't even compare him to Tom Brady because he's exceeded Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
In that span.
Yeah.
So you can't. He's better than Tom Brady.
And the thing is, I know a lot of people don't remember, especially the younger generation. Tom Brady wasn't the driving force in them first couple of Super Bowls. It was defense. Patrick
secondary.
Patrick Mahomes is the driving force. If he goes to the Super Bowl, this will be his 4th Super Bowl in what? 5 years?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years, yeah.
So,
because he got knocked out of 2 of them.
Yeah.
No, he lost one.
He lost one.
He lost one
and
to
he lost the AFC
Tampa.
championship.
Right.
And then he lost the AFC championship to
Cincinnati.
New England.
Burrow.
Cincinnati.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how they
No,
went to the
but
Super Bowl.
remember, it was a couple years. Tom Brady's last championship.
Yeah, that's the one that knocked.
That's the one that he
Patrick.
lost
He
in the
lost
Super Bowl.
No, before that, when he was still with the Patriots, he beat Patrick Mahomes. He beat Patrick Mahomes to go to the Super
overtime.
Bowl.
In
To
overtime.
go to the Super Bowl.
In overtime.
I think that was Patrick Mahomes' first year starting.
Yeah.
That was what?
His first year. Yeah.
Yeah,
overtime.
that was his first year starting.
Yeah, and he beat them in overtime. I think Gronk or Edelman scored the game-winning touchdown.
And I think that was the last Super Bowl that Tom Brady won in New England.
Against the Rams.
But besides that,
Yeah.
That's right.
besides that, he's putting on a legacy that we haven't seen from somebody so young in the NFL.
Yo, this dude knows nothing but championship games.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's a winner, man.
Yes.
Hey, he knows nothing but championship game. Not even just a Super Bowl, just to go to the conference championship or win division titles. That's all he knows. So to say he get kicked out and didn't, like the way they was playing in the beginning of the season,
Right.
the way they were playing, you didn't think they might even make playoffs.
Yeah.
But think about it though.
Very, very inconsistent.
Right.
All year.
Think about it. Not only that, what was the media saying once Tyreek Hill left?
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Once Tyreek left, it was like there's no way that you can replace that.
Not even that. To add on to that, when Bieniemy left, what is the offense going to look like?
Yeah.
Without Tyreek, without Bieniemy, without a star receiver besides Kelsey.
Well, the offense does look different without Tyreek Hill because
does.
all the receivers was dropping all those balls out there.
Right.
And, you had nobody to go over the top. Tyree was – pause again, sorry. Well, look, he had nobody to go to catch the deep ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
just talk freely.
Right. I mean, yeah. Well, look, he had nobody to go, to catch them long passes, man. And that really was a missed Tyreek Hill.
But amidst all of that negative comments or negative, perceptions of what he has going on, he's still here.
Yeah, but thanks to Pacheco and Kelsey.
Yeah, but and Mahomes has been playing lights out for the past 5 weeks, really.
Yeah,
Very consistent.
And the simple fact that they said that, Kelsey hasn't been playing to the standard that he set. You know,
He dropped a lot of passes this year too.
Yeah,
he's in love.
Yeah.
That's
Now
on
to the other game. On to the other game. You had the Ravens play the Texans. Salute to the Texans, man. For a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, you know, that wasn't even supposed to be in that position. I gotta tip my hat to that young man and that coach. But the Ravens, man, it's like every new generations of Ravens, it's hard to really like. That's one of those organizations that there's a standard, right?
Defense.
You know when you come to the Ravens, like you know when you come to Pittsburgh and New England when they was going on their run, it was a standard. You had to meet the standard, and it just seemed like every time they're good, and then you know they kind of fall off, and then they're good again. It's hard to beat that team.
Can you imagine having Ray Lewis leading the defense and you up there trying to make the team? No one is going to suck making that team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That defense.
So
they are the standard for that. But
you talking about having just within the Ravens, arguably the greatest middle linebacker and the greatest safety, both playing at the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah,
and awesome.
And then you got Terrell Suggs there too. Like it's
Terrell Suggs, Bart Scott, all them guys.
That's crazy.
Yo.
Rex Ryan, right? That was Rex Ryan's defense.
Right, it was. Yeah.
Stop it.
But yeah, they beat the Texans. So now we got a heavyweight matchup between the Chiefs and the Ravens. Now I was listening to the radio and somebody said something interesting. They said because Lamar is going to win MVP, you know,
no
not Dak. And so they said that if Lamar can beat Patrick Mahomes, winning title, his career would be not that far off from Mahomes. So when you think about it, 2 MVPs, 1 title, 1 less than Patrick. Patrick got 2 MVPs. He has 2 titles. So he would literally be like 1 less title, same amount of MVPs. So I'm like,
I don't know, man, because we talking about a number standpoint. Let's just remove the championships.
Yes.
If a number standpoint, then it's legit. But you trying to add up trophies? No, because he would only have 1 far as a Super Bowl if he were to make it and then win it. But he would definitely be. He's definitely gonna be the MVP of the regular season. He's definitely gonna, if he makes it to the Super Bowl, he's gonna be the MVP of that game if they win it. You know, no question. You know, Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback in a list of 9 running backs that has the most rushing yards in the postseason, and he is above Emmitt Smith. That's crazy. There are 9 running backs.
You mean all time?
Yes, there are 9 running backs, and he is the number 8 above Emmitt Smith. And
that's
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's hard to even imagine.
That's crazy, yo.
Lamar is unstoppable force.
93 rushing yards a game in postseason. You can't even get running backs to do that in the regular season.
Now, he that's all fine and dandy, but he got to take it to another level.
This is it.
This is not for his legacy, but this will add another notch to his legacy because right now Patrick Mahomes is that guy. So, you know,
he just has to win.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah,
win your first championship, MVP and championship the same year. That's.
But getting to this point right here was a feat in itself, just to get to this championship. So that goal accomplished.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but because it's usually Chiefs Bills. Or
Chiefs hit Cincinnati.
So they have accomplished getting there. Now, if he can just bypass that and just beat Mahomes, making it to the Super Bowl is the second goal that they've done. So if he can just get to the Super Bowl, it's not a lost year, even if you lose it. Just saying.
Well, they had a stat that I think he's undefeated against the NFC.
Cool.
Yeah, I believe
Lamar.
I believe
Lamar?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, his record is crazy against the NFC.
I believe it.
Undefeated?
He don't quote me. It's something like that. It's something like that.
I believe it.
Where Lamar's record against them is crazy.
Undefeated is kind of crazy. I don't.
Shoot, look,
I can't really stand
Well, look
behind
at how
that.
many teams. Look, Tom Brady has played every team in the NFL. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he switched teams.
No, I'm talking about before even going to Tampa.
Right.
It was only like 2 teams that he hadn't played, or something like that, in a 20-year span.
It's 20-3.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Damn near undefeated.
That's crazy though.
20-3 against the NFC.
Against the whole conference.
That's pretty good. You know, I think today he's gonna have a lot of help. Plus, he has his tight end back today. So
Yeah.
And by that being only 3 losses, that probably was spaced out. Those losses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
might have been a year he was undefeated.
Now, speaking of NFC, we had a thriller. A thriller in the Green Bay San Fran game.
49ers, yeah.
Now, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think Green Bay gave that up, or San Fran was just a better team?
I just think it was a blown pass. He just a
young,
rookie
he's just
mistake.
young.
Yeah.
Next year, he's not even thinking about making that pass.
Yeah.
Also,
He should have kept running.
Or just throw it away. Yeah,
Just throw it away,
Yeah, he should have kept running.
Yeah, you're right. He had a bunch of real estate.
Yeah, because he could have ran right out of bounds, start the clock.
but think about this. It's another game where the kicker misses the field goal.
True, and that's also a 3-point game loss.
Yeah.
But I think the turning point with that was the interception that the 49ers defense got. Because they scored off of that turnover.
Okay.
They scored off that turnover.
Again, yeah, the defense came alive. That last 15 minutes, maybe last quarter-ish.
Yeah.
They look like how they've looked all year.
Yeah.
But like it's still though. I mean, the fourth quarter is when they did come alive, which is where you win games.
Yeah.
But that entire game, those wide receivers were just chipping away at them defensive ends. They couldn't get in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It I mean, I watched most of the game. It looked real suspect for the 49ers for a large part of that game.
At home.
3 quarters.
At home.
3 quarters. Yeah.
It looked real suspect. I think the experienced Christian McCaffrey, he went off. Brock Purdy looked real last pick in the draft-ish.
Pedestrian, yeah. He
Fourth
looked
quarter,
like
he turned it on a little bit, but he was suspect.
He was suspect for a lot of that game. So
he was a game manager, like
Cam said. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. He did manage the game that one.
He just didn't lose it.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Moving over to the other game, you had Baker Mayfield. Shout out to Baker, and the Lions, Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the first time they made the NFC Championship game since '91.
Yeah.
Did 91?
Yeah. Just for context, 1991. I think I was 3 years old.
Barry Sanders.
I wasn't born yet.
Yo, they said
if it was in the playoffs, I wasn't born yet. 91? Nah.
I think they said Jared Goff and like 2 other people wasn't even born. Dan Campbell was in high school, and so you haven't been in a championship game that long.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a long time. B.
That's a long
time.
30 years, right?
Yeah,
32.
And then you got to count. They ain't been to a championship. Whether it was like the 50s, 60s.
Well, yeah, because they never went to
68.
They never went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was.
Remember, because it was the NFL championship
right
before the Super Bowl. So, if the Lions can somehow beat the 49ers,
it's a Cinderella story, man. If
we get the Lions and the Ravens, man, it's gonna be mink coats everywhere.
But
the only way they don't do that, the only way that doesn't happen, because it could easily be Chiefs Lions.
I don't want to
easily be that way.
I don't want to see that.
But what yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only way they don't, if it's scripted and they won't rematch of Ravens 49ers again, that's the only way.
Or another rematch of Chiefs 49ers. Remember, that's Mahomes' first championship.
Chiefs and 49ers?
Yeah. Remember his first shit against Jimmy G.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was his first championship.
Give us Ravens and 49ers so we can get whites and the blacks again. They're gonna run it back.
It's all about what sells, man. Not the better team.
Race. When has race never sold?
I get that, but you talking about a team from dead last getting this far? They some people want to see that. Want to see that thing go.
Or you give us Ravens and Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit players. In the wire,
but I get a feeling that the Ravens.
It's good for the culture.
I get a feeling one of those games is not both gonna be rigged.
Who you got?
In which game?
Y'all want to make your picks now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, I think
which game?
The first game, 3:00 game. Who you got? Chiefs, Ravens.
Man, it's almost like how can you go against Tom Brady? And you know what I'm saying? That's a hard one. I don't know, but it's in Baltimore and. The Chiefs are not underdogs in my opinion, so
okay.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I want to see him win. I want to see him do it.
Who you got?
Oh, I got Lamar. I'm pulling for Lamar. I think Lamar was written off a lot based on his contract issue in the summer, and this year he's proven it with less talent around him coming into the year. Lamar.
Yeah,
I'm pulling for Lamar. It'll be a close game though.
I think it was so close, not having no receivers, no running back, no tight end, and he has all those pieces now. So
at the right time.
Right.
So, who I'm gonna go for? And I'm gonna look right into the camera. Taylor Swift, Stromile Swift, Swift kick to the neck. Let's go Chiefs.
Stromile Swift is crazy.
Why you going for the Chiefs though? What reasons for that?
Because
Swift, man.
like realistically, I like to see greatness. So you're talking about a guy who's on pace to match Tom Brady. I'd rather see that, to be honest with you. I'd rather see greatness. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight. I wouldn't mind seeing Lamar win his first one, but, to see a guy, like we said, his 6 years starting, get his third Super Bowl in, 6 years, I'm more rooting for that.
It's time for a black man to be on top, bro. I ain't
And
saying
that's crazy because last time I checked,
I saw your eyes too.
Last time I checked. I mean, listen.
Check it out, man.
Yo,
that's crazy.
Hey,
you should have seen this.
Yeah, I saw his eyes. Yeah.
You need to grow up, bro.
Yo, look. If you tune in. Watch how I clip this up. Wow. I got it perfectly good.
Wow.
But but like I said, I'm not I would root for if Lamar wins. I'm rooting for Lamar.
The consensus is behind Patrick, but they're not. Then it's always with Lamar. It's always if you listen to it. If you listen to the media, everything that Patrick is doing is being cheered on. They're following it.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas Lamar is like
magnified through the roof.
Right.
But think about it like this. We've seen a Lamar before. And Mike Vick. We haven't seen a guy like Patrick Mahomes in a way he kind of is. All right, Caleb Williams. Wait,
20-some years.
Caleb Williams, right? Caleb Williams. Who did they say they remind him of? Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he didn't invent anything, right? The no-look passes, he didn't invent none of that. But he just does it better than everybody else.
He's just,
in my opinion,
he's just a flashier Aaron Rodgers to me. Him and Rodgers do the same, and they were on the same trajectory. Rodgers, his first 8 years, and look at Mahomes, his first 8 years, numbers-wise, are pretty similar.
Yeah, but to see the difference is.
So to say that is.
To say that, no, the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Patty Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes is winning. He's finding ways to win.
Rodgers was winning too.
Not like Patrick Mahomes.
He might not. He
only went to one Super Bowl.
He had winning seasons.
No, he had winning seasons. He's not making it to the AFC or NFC championships in that fashion.
That's what I'm saying. we can same thing with Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow looks good, but he only made it to one Super Bowl. So
I can't compare that either because they had only had a 2-win season when he came, and then they only won 4 games the previous year, and then went from 4 games to going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
when he's healthy,
listen,
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're
I'm not
saying.
taking it away
just,
from nobody.
It's just now you work for ESPN. You're just overhyping a little bit too much.
I'm a 9 to 5 sports guy, and
I feel you.
Real quick, before we Lions and 49ers. Who you got?
Go Detroit.
49ers.
That's logically
49ers.
the right answer.
I think the defense is going to carry on from that fourth quarter.
If they can't stop the run, it won't matter. They got
True.
torched.
True.
Yeah.
By old boy in Green Bay. They front line got torched. If they don't stop the run, if they look,
Aaron Jones.
I say this. If they keep being in second and third or second and fourth, it's gonna be a long day for their defense.
I think that front seven plays a whole lot better this week. But the interesting thing is Debo's health. That's gonna make a big difference.
Yeah, he'll be a decoy if anything.
Yeah.
It's a shoulder, so
I'm gonna go with Detroit. And just simply for the Cinderella aspect, you got a team that hasn't made it to the conference championship game since '91, and I'm pulling for Jared Goff because they kind of wrote him off like he didn't help the Rams get to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
right.
Two different teams.
Right.
Two different teams getting to the Super Bowl. So I love a comeback story because they kind of wrote him off. But if he can make it to the Super Bowl, win or lose, salute to Jared Goff, man.
And they've shown they can go win on the road.
Absolutely.
So it ain't no like it's gonna be a cakewalk for the 49ers at home who just struggled.
Right.
Only had 10 points in the first half. So hey, we'll see.
But on that note, anything else before we take a break?
Nah, man.
Nah. I mean, never mind.
We gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk some NBA.